My name is Tim, you're watching Cybersport, and we are coming at you from Rift Rivals in Berlin. And with me, I have Caps. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, thanks.
Lately, just literally in the game we just saw now, you've been ignoring Syndra for like this entire tournament until like the very last bit now. Why the sudden change?
I don't think I necessarily ignored Syndra. I just usually, if my teammates have priority picks they want to get, I usually let them get it, which means a lot of time I will get banned out a lot, and most of the time Syndra will either be banned or they will pick it themselves.
Okay, so it's actually like prioritizing the other lanes, and then you will carry yours.
Yeah.
Okay. But speaking of prioritizing the other lanes, I mean, it's at this stage, it's no secret that Fnatic is pretty much a Kennen delivery device, you know? And even when that doesn't necessarily work, like Kennen running or Twitch running into like Caitlyn or something like that, you know? Sometimes it seems that you're tunneling on this style of play, even if it puts you at a bit of a disadvantage. Do you sometimes feel locked by doing so? Do you feel that maybe you could do something different if you put the carry roles to different lanes?
I mean, we're definitely locked, and I think it's something that EU teams didn't exploit, so it's something that we didn't have to change. But now that NA teams actually are really good, are really strong in the early game at least, they are able to punish our position. So it's definitely something we will talk about. I think we'll even have a talk tonight to see what we're going to do, because the way we're playing the game right now is not going to work, at least not against NA teams. And if it doesn't work against NA teams, then I don't see how we're going to beat any of the Koreans.
No, true. I mean, Double Lift, we interviewed him yesterday, and he mentioned that the entire style of this like side-pushing hyper carry is essentially what TSM were playing like a couple of years ago with him, where he would just eat all the farm and, you know, do this. And he also mentioned that one of the reasons they moved away from it was because when people kind of caught on, when they realized what was going on, they would punish by always playing 5 versus 4, and then just have dive comps that killed them completely, and which is what we're seeing right now. I mean, it's that thing, isn't it? How do you imagine you'll have to adapt? I mean, what steps, without revealing strategies, of course, but what steps do you imagine you can do to like shift focus away from that?
So we're going to have to talk tonight, and we're going to have to find a solution, and either it will be we have to play new champions and play them in a new way, either that, which I think we would be completely able to. It's just about being willing to do that. And if we don't want to do that and we want to stick to what we're doing, then we need to adapt our way of playing. So we need to find maybe some new cheese strats, or we need to find just a way to counter their exploit, I guess.
Okay. At the same time, I mean, you're one of the more aggressive mid laners in Europe, and there is this whole like, you know, flash to kill mentality, and you've pulled it off like time and time again. You and Perkz had a little period where you were kind of like battling out who was the most lethal mid laner. But when we look at like across the pond to another Dane, Bjergsen, we see that he's kind of moved away from the whole carry position, giving it to bot, much like you have. And like you said yourself, you're not really picking these power picks for you. You're kind of helping. But if you could freely play whatever you want, what do you think would have the biggest impact? Is it like support mage, or would you go for a kill mage or something like that?
I think the way we're playing right now, a lot of the time I'm like kind of on an island in mid lane. I'm not really participating in a lot of the plays we make. While a team like TSM, I feel like they will always like go mid with their team. They will give Bjergsen whatever advantage they can give, and then he will give them back a lead, right? But when we're playing, it's just me for myself, and then I'll try to get my own lead, and I'll just like hold my lead, you know. And I'm not sure what I'd rather would play, because this is what we have been playing, and it had worked. It worked in EU, but it's obviously not working right now. So either I'm not sure what I would prefer, but we definitely need to find some way to make this work.
Okay. Speaking of like finding way, we've seen an uncharacteristically low amount of like site wards. And I know Deficio sometimes gives you shit for not buying enough like control wards. But if you look at like the whole game we've seen recently here, it seems that focus has been like top. A lot of attention has been going top. Not so much to Rekkles, actually. He's been kind of left to do his carry thing, while everybody else was focusing attention elsewhere, trying to split push. And this has cost you every single dragon in the game so far. But what happened there? Because I mean, normally you're not that bad on dragons. Like, what did the focus shift somehow? Is this something you talked about that you wanted to go top?
I think it's just, again, NA teams are really good at exploiting the bot lane picks we have. So that means that their bot lane will push and they will get full control of bot side. So Broxah can barely even enter bot side jungle, and when he can't go down there, then he can't help out bot lane, and he can't set up vision. And even if we try to contest through mid, then their bot lane will always the first move, and they will contest us. And yeah, we're just unable to get vision down there. And then we have had a pretty good time up in top lane, setting up ganks and pulling them off. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, a last question before we kind of set everything off. We're going into the games tomorrow. There's still a lot. Let's face it. There's still like most likely that it's going to be you versus TSM going into the finals. How do you feel about going into this now? You've faced them. You know what you're going to face. You know that they're onto you. So something has to kind of shake up. But at the same time, like every team so far that's won, most of them have been like early pressure teams. Are you going to try like fight that fight, or do you still want to kind of do your own thing?
So right now, I think if TSM went against us, they would have like a really if we maybe played 10 games, they win like 8 of them. And maybe a bit of it comes from us lacking a lot of confidence right now. We have been winning so much, and now we start losing. Definitely hurts us. Yeah. But I think after the talk we will have tonight, we will find a plan, or we will just get our confidence back, and then we will show up strong tomorrow. And then we will see if we make the final or not. If we do, then obviously we will have some more talks, have some more strategy prepared, and then we just hope that we will be able to make you proud.
No, speaking of making me proud, I'm going to fit in another question here. Let's be completely honest, lads. You're carrying the title of Kings of Europe. We expect you to keep that. But you're also Danish, and I'm Danish. I'm expecting a certain level of you going into this. So, I mean, full on, you absolutely have to. Yeah. But we will look forward to seeing it tomorrow, so thank you for that. For the rest of you at home, obviously, any thoughts and things you have on this, there's a comment section below. You can use it. For more on Rift Rivals, stay tuned to cybersport.com. Cheers.